evening and welcome to Joy News Prime. We are coming to you live from our studios here at Kokomeme in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 125, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I am Carlos Kaloni.
And I'm Noella Karaniali. Tonight, Health Minister calms fears as he reassures Ghanaians that recent surge in COVID-19 cases is localized and under control, contradicting expert assessment that the cases are widespread, indicating a possible complex situation. Also, Attorney General files fresh application at the High Court seeking to strike out the suspended Chief Justice's judicial review case. Hold those in authority accountable, including myself. That's the charge from President Mahama as thousands of Ghanaians gathered in unity, prayer and thanksgiving.
Also in the bulletin, we'll bring you the inspiring story of a visually impaired student who has made history, first to graduate with a perfect 4.0 FGPA at the University of Ghana. At 8 p.m., Pius Baka brings us Prime Business.
Tax consultant Francis Timobo expresses doubt government will achieve its revenue target for the year despite the implementation of the modified taxation scheme today.
We are starting a bit late and the targets may not be realized. Amidst the education that we have not done, for me, I think that we need to be more aggressive.
At 8:30 p.m., we'll have Prime Sports.
The National Sports Authority holds Brian A. Champions in Koko Stadium project over failure to seek clearance from the authority before work began.
Remember, we are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We're back in a bit. Stay tuned in.
Let's begin from the health front, because tonight, Health Minister Kobina Minta-Kando is calming Ghanaians, insisting there is no cause for alarm over the recent rising cases of COVID-19 in the country. More than 300 suspected cases have been recorded, with 107 cases now confirmed. There are, however, no hospitalizations and fatalities. Barely 24 hours ago, Noguchi Memorial Institute warned that Ghana is currently not only experiencing a localized resurgence of COVID-19, but is also receiving cases from different parts of the region or of the country. Now, Professor Kofi Boni is the head of virology at the Noguchi Memorial Institute.
Then way down, somewhere in May, we started getting cases from other regions. Eastern region, we had some few cases there. Greater Accra, some parts outside the university district, the district that university is situated, we have some cases coming in. Volta region, Ashanti region. So we have had cases from all these regions. But you see, what broke the camel's back was, it was 2 weeks ago, where we had an overwhelming number of cases from the university community. That is what maybe gave reason to the circular that the university sent around, that then the university should be, the university community should be aware of what is happening so that they will take the needed precautions. So yes, it is not a localized resurgence, I would say. We'll be having these cases, and it is expected because we are in the rainy season. And during this time, we are expecting to have a lot of these respiratory infections coming up, especially the influenza-like illness. Yes, we are talking about not causing severe disease, but spreading very fast and getting a wider scope of people, within a short time. But when we have vulnerable groups within the society, then we should be very careful, because it may not be so severe on the very, let's say, immune competent persons or younger ones. But what about those who are vulnerable in the society?
However, delivering an urgent statement in Parliament, the Health Minister explained that the situation is under control and currently confined to the University of Ghana campus.
The recent COVID-19 cases are localized at the University of Ghana community only. I'm proud to inform this House that the cases were detected through Ghana's influenza surveillance system and confirmed by the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. This national network of Sentinel sites operates across all 16 regions While many countries have scaled down or even stopped routine COVID-19 testing, Ghana has continued to integrate COVID-19 monitoring into its broader surveillance of respiratory viruses. This foresight and commitment to preparedness allowed us to detect the current outbreak easily and respond swiftly. It is a clear demonstration of Ghana's leadership in maintaining vigilance even after the end of the global emergency phase. This should reassure all Ghanaians that should there be any cases outside the university campus, our surveillance system remains active and ready to detect and respond effectively.
Now, the Health Minister, Kobena Minta-Kando, revealed that the spread was occasioned by a recent whole week celebration on the University of Ghana campus. He explains that all support has been provided to the University of Ghana to contain the spread. Now, Alexander Akwesi-Akwa is a member of the Health Committee in Parliament, and Tony Goodman is the spokesperson for the Health Ministry. They both join us for more. Let me begin with you, Tony Goodman. Which of these should we take? The experts are telling us this is not a localized situation, but the minister tells us this is localized. Which should we go with? Kindly unmute so we hear what you're saying.
Thank you. Good evening to our viewers. Let me say that let's take both statements. Let's take both information from these persons. One, the Honorable Minister for Health has indicated that when it comes to this COVID, it's localized. It's only in University of Ghana campuses. However, we have also picked other influenza-like diseases across the country. We also have mpox we are dealing with, and we have cholera, which is also surging up due to the rainy season. This particular flu-like viruses that we have picked up is currently happening in some of the campuses and other schools, not in Legon. It's also happening in other parts of the country. So these are two separate information we need to process and process well. The minister spoke about what is happening in Legon. The director from the Gucci spoke about influenza-like outbreak we have across the country.
So is that to say that we are not recording any COVID-19 cases from other parts of the country?
The system or the Sentinel system we have across the country, which picked up this particular outbreak at the University of Ghana campuses, has not picked any of this in any part of the country. What the system has actually picked up is the influenza-like we just referred to. And we want to increase our efforts at the University of Ghana campus and make sure that we kept this particular virus to its barest minimum. So that is what we're currently dealing with. Around the municipality where this university is, and the Ayawaso West Wogon area, the district municipal health directorate is also working around the clock to make sure that we don't record additional cases out of the campuses. So they have also moved in on campus and are helping in curbing this particular virus. They are also helping in the social mobilization and risk communication aspect. Today, the Minister for Health was on campus and donated some protective items to these health workers who are actually helping to combat this virus on campus.
All right, thank you so much for speaking to us. Let me bring in Alexander Akwesi-Akwa at this point. Would you say you are happy with the government handling of the situation on the University of Ghana campus so far?
Well, thank you very much, and good evening to you. This resurgence of COVID is not as serious as it happened in the first time Ghana experienced. I mean, that was a time that nobody knew exactly what COVID was about. So I said somewhere that if history is to be kind to the NPP government and the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, then it's a time like this. Now, I'm sure we have a lot of ideas as in how to handle this condition, and so it becomes a bit easier. So we want to believe in the minister's assurance that this is something that is containable.
You sit on the health committee. Are you getting any contradictory report from other parts of the country? Because the minister tells us this is actually happening only on the University of Ghana campus. But on the health committee, are you getting any other report whether these cases have been reported in other parts of the country?
Well, there's a reason last Friday during the business statement deliberations, we insisted that the minister comes to the House today to come and brief us on how far our preparedness to contain what has been reported on the campus of the University of Ghana. And so this is the first attempt to understand that the situation is under control. We do not have any reason to doubt the minister because we know the kind of work our government did in putting in place measures contain such a condition, such a resurgence. Some of the things that we're criticized for, now everybody will see the relevance of them. And so let's monitor the situation and let's be very hopeful that this doesn't spread to become a major health issue to deal with. Because, I mean, as you know, we may not have the capacity as a country or as a government to deal with it like it happened in the past. And it's not too strange as of now as compared to when it happened the last time when it was yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Let's move on to some other stories. An Attorney General has filed an application at the Human Rights Division of the High Court in Accra seeking to strike out Chief Justice Gertrude Sakitokunu's early application for judicial review, citing a serious misstatement of capacity and the failure to include essential parties, errors that render the process null and void. In the opinion of the AG, we will bring details of that writ shortly. But first, here is the embattled Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Sakitoku, who revealed they have filed fresh processes at the High Court to thwart the committee's proceedings, and she spoke at a news conference a week ago.
It is this total absence of compliance with all known rules of fair hearing that has caused my lawyers to file applications for judicial review in the High Court to declare all the proceedings void. Because the clear danger is that through this flagrant violation of CI 47 and the darkness of the current proceedings being held in camera behind the walls of Edu Lodge, my lawyers and I can come to the end of the proceedings. The evidence will show that every one of those allegations in the petitions that were given to me on 27th March is unfounded and untrue.
Now, a member of our legal affairs desk, Kwaku Asante, joins us with more details of the fresh processes filed by the AG. Kwaku, if you can hear me, what can you report?
Noella, the details are that following the suspended Chief Justice's decision to file those processes at the High Court, couched in the manner of a judicial review and a human rights application, seeking to get the High Court to rule that the entire process that is currently underway by way of the Article 146 committee chaired by Justice Gabriel Poman, the Chief Justice contends that the process is shrouded in illegality. It breaches her fundamental human rights as a person, and that is why she has filed that action at the High Court. Today, the Attorney General has responded, and under the hand of the Deputy Attorney General, Justice Srem Sai, and also by an affidavit deposed by a staff of the Attorney General's Department, the big contention they make is that the chunk of the Chief Justice's contentions have already been decided on by the Supreme Court in a number of cases, which have all already been dismissed, also in one that she filed personally. But also the CJ's contention are still pending before the Supreme Court. We know that the